good for you, and it's certainly good for me. Okay. And Katie, hi from Cheltenham. Have a lovely Christmas Eve, everyone. And we've got Penny from London. And I've got a message from Shannon to remind us all that there's a session tomorrow from 10 till 11. So we've got a Christmas Day session, 10 till 11 UK times. Um, and the join, I'll tell you, maybe Mark, you could paste this in at the end of the session as well, the message we got from Shannon, because joining details are on the Community of Practice events page, and we're not sharing it publicly to keep it a bit more secure and friendly. So if you do decide to come on Christmas Day, it'll just be people from within our community. But we'll tell you about it again at the end of the session. And then we've got Francesca. Hello from Chiapas, Mexico. This is my first time here, but I'm not new to the practice, and I'm so grateful for being able to be present here with you, Vidyamala, and the community. Such a gift during a very difficult memento of my life. Oh, well, really big welcome to you, Francesca. It's your first time. Very, very welcome here with this lovely community of people. And Nadine, hello, Vidyamala, and all. Merry Christmas. My practice today is dedicated to anyone struggling with this time of year. Yeah, maybe we could all dedicate our practice to that. And then we've got Sue from the beautiful New Forest in the UK. Good to be here tonight. Got Anna from North Yorkshire, Leah from Minnesota, USA, Teresa from Preston, and Susan, first time live with you all from SOCA. So that's somewhere in California. I'm afraid I don't know what SO stands for, but it's somewhere in California. And Francesca, another Francesca, is here meditating with my father. That's nice. Hello, Francesca and Francesca's father. And then Mal, hi to all. Thanks to our host from Mal, another first timer. Yeah, so really, really warm welcome to you, Mal. And Cecilia, hello all from London. First time live with Breathworks as Sharpham are on at the same time. So that's another Buddhist community, Sharpham. So a big welcome to you, Cecilia. We got Richard saying, confirming the sun sighting on Canada's west coast. Aliens next. So it sounds like that's a rare event at this time of year. Then we've got Mike in Cardiff, Miriam, and we've got Marie, Christine from France, Sonia from Salisbury, and Susan from Norwich. So let's leave that there now because it's 3 minutes past the hour. So let's begin. So the first thing is just to say thank you all so much for coming. I really wasn't sure whether we'd have many people, but look, there's 71 of us, which is amazing. So we can really feel the support of this community as we navigate this time, which is can be a time of tremendous goodwill and happiness, and can be a time of isolation and loneliness, and can be a time of stress. Even if you've got a lot of goodwill and happiness, there might be stress with getting Christmas dinner on the table and all these things. So I was thinking what to do tonight, and I think we're going to do a simple calming practice, but with an emphasis on self-compassion. So a simple calming practice, but also how can we really resource ourselves for whatever this time brings for us, whether it's stress, happiness, joy, loneliness, isolation, or a mixture of all those things. So it will be a simple practice coming into the body, being present, and then really seeing if we can connect with some care for ourselves, some kindness to ourselves. Okay, so the first thing we do is choose our position. You can do it lying down, you can do it sitting, you can do it standing. It's completely up to you. The main thing is we look for a position where we'll be as comfortable as possible and yet alert. And then if you want to, you could close your eyes, or you might prefer just to lower your gaze. It's up to you. I always like to close my eyes. And having a sense of arriving, feeling the weight of the body beginning to rest down into the support beneath us. If we're sitting, this will be the chair beneath the bottom and the floor beneath the feet. If we're lying down, it will be the bed or the floor, and the pillow or the cushion supporting the head. If you're standing, it will be dropping down through the soles of the feet. And having a sense of dropping into the body and the body dropping into the support beneath us. Many of us may have a felt quality of gripping, of stress, of holding on. And we can begin to soften this a little bit by giving the body up to gravity and receiving the support from the chair, the bed, the floor. And to help this, if you want to, you could take a few deeper in-breaths and then release, let go, arrive a little bit more with each out-breath. And then when we're ready, allowing our breathing to find its own natural rhythm in the body. There's no need to force the breath or change the breath. Just let your breath be however it wants to be as it settles inside the body. Having the hands supported somehow or other if we're sitting, having the hands in the lap or on the legs. If we're lying down, we might want to have the hands on the body, palms downwards, or at the sides of the body, palms upwards. And let the fingers rest, probably lightly curled, just taking the position of rest for you. Letting the face be soft. If you've got any clenching of the teeth, then you could let that soften. Having the lips lightly touching, tongue soft in the mouth. Let the eyes be soft. And let the buttocks be soft. Yielding, resting into the chair or the bed or the floor. Or if we're standing, just letting the buttocks be soft. And first of all, having a general sense of the whole body. Letting our awareness fill the whole body from the inside. Maybe you'll become aware of areas that feel uncomfortable or painful. And there might be a tendency to try to push these out of awareness. And straight away there'll be tension, aversion. struggle. So let's invite everything physical into our field of awareness, including anything that's painful or unpleasant. We don't need to over focus on it, but just allow it into the whole field of awareness of the whole body. And seeing if we can have an attitude that's kindly and caring, the way we'd naturally respond to a loved one having whatever our experience is. And maybe parts of the body that feel pleasant or comfortable, warm or soft. Let's also include these in our awareness. And let's turn our attention to our emotional weather. What's going on right now? How are we feeling? Might be happy, sad, intense, dull, confused, clear. Main thing is that we're opening our awareness to include our emotional experience, whatever it is. This broad, open, receptive field of awareness. Again, if there's any emotions that are challenging or difficult, notice any tendency to push them out of awareness with tension on the one hand, or to get lost in them on the other hand. And see if they can just be part of our experience, flowing through the moment, and respond the way we'd naturally respond to a loved one having this experience. And what thoughts are flowing through the mind. It's perfectly normal to think, as what minds do. So meditation isn't about suppressing thought, but it's about changing our relationship with thought. Instead of getting tangled up, we can be aware of the thoughts flowing through the mind with perspective. Let them come, let them go, let them come, let them go, like clouds passing across the sky. So we're kind of waking up to all of our experience physically, emotionally, mentally. Allowing everything into awareness. And we can learn to be with experience without getting so thrown about by things. Now that we've got this stability, we're aware of the body. We're feeling in the body, how we're feeling emotionally, how we're feeling mentally. Let's introduce an anchor, something to keep coming back to that's stable, grounding, and present. So if it works for you, it could be breathing in the body, maybe breathing in the belly or the chest. And if breathing doesn't work for you, if it's agitating, you could use something like your hands or your feet. Beginning to allow our awareness to gather inside this anchor and to rest there. Every time we wander off, in the noticing that we've wandered, we're succeeding in the practice and we have a choice. And we can choose to invite our awareness back inside the anchor again. Again and again. This is the training. And we do it lovingly and we do it kindly. Appreciating and valuing our efforts as we sit here or we lie here. So we'll move into an unguided period for a few moments now, just resting inside the anchor, the breath or some other part of the body. The mind wanders off, you invite it back, it wanders off, you invite it back. That is the training, always done with love and care. what's happening now. If we got completely lost, then without harsh value judgment, we notice that. That's our mindfulness, and then we have the choice to re-engage. Maybe choosing to sharpen our focus a little bit. If on the other hand we're struggling and straining, we could choose to relax and back off a little bit. And let's all delight in the fact that we're here, choosing to spend this time of our precious life, training the mind, training the heart, becoming more stable, courageous, grounded, present, and loving. What an amazing thing to do. Just feeling into our own qualities, the fact that we're here. We care about our minds, we care about our hearts. And knowing that by spending this time, we'll also be more connected and more engaged and more present for others. So perhaps we could see this meditation as an act of love towards ourselves and towards others. Again, asking ourselves, do I need to focus or do I need to relax? Always such a good question. And staying grounded and centered. Let's have a sense of resting in the company of one another. There's now 75 of us, all choosing to spend this time together in this way. And feeling into that connection. Although we might not be with one another physically, we can certainly have a sense of being with one another in presence and awareness. And now relaxing all effort, just letting go completely and moving into a few moments, absorbing the practice. Nothing to do, no one to be. Bring a little bit of movement into the body now, maybe fingers and toes. Keeping breathing. Letting go of the impulse to grip. Coming into bigger movements. And bringing the practice to a close. It's moving however we want to. I'm wanting to do a bit of jiggling, it seems. Very good. So, yes, wonderful to see you all. And thank you all so much for coming. It's definitely enriched my Christmas Eve to be here with you all. Um, just to say that next week is New Year's Eve, and we won't be having a session then because we haven't got anyone available next week. So there won't be one next week, but there will be one first week of January. So wishing you a happy New Year, happy Christmas, all those things. And yes, the main thing I want you to get from tonight's practice was this combination of sort of stillness, just being with kindness, stillness and kindness, in the sense that we can just be aware of what we're experiencing physically, mentally, emotionally. And if we're aware, then we're no longer so swept away. So maybe tomorrow, in the middle of whatever's happening, if you notice yourself you're losing your sense of gravitas, you could just pull back, as it were, and come back to awareness and kindness. Awareness and kindness can always be our friends. Good. So the other thing is to remind you that we've got meditation tomorrow at Breathworks 10 till 11 a.m. Mark's put the link in the chat box, and it's also on the events tab of the Community of Practice. And it hasn't been advertised publicly, so you can feel confident the only people that will be there are people who are part of our community. Good. So we've got some nice messages in the chat box. I'm not going to read them all out tonight because I need to go myself because we've got people here in my home. But I just really wanted to come and practice with you all this evening. And thank you so much, Mark, and Mark's family, who relinquished him to us for this evening to do the chat. Lovely. So I'm just trying to do something down here. Sorry, I'm just playing around on my screen. Goodness me, Susan, I'm just reading some of the chat messages. I read them out. I read some of them out. Even though I said I was about to go, I'm not about to go now because these messages are so moving. And I read them out because sometimes we have people here for whom reading a chat box is difficult. But we've got someone saying 3 decades ago, my children and I were put in a situation of extreme danger.